Oh my god. That fell all the way back. Oh my god, I gotta hit the button. Oh, I can't see the button. It's behind the thing. Oh, crap. I tried to hit the button. Hey, what's up, nerds? What are you doing? It's Monday. And it's the beginning of the show, and the thing didn't refresh. It's supposed to refresh. Chat. There we go. Chat's back. Oh my god, chat is back. What's up, nerds? It's Monday. April 17th, 2020. Hopefully you all are doing well. Are you doing well? Let me know in the chat with your hearts or whatever. Not really sure what's going on with this heart situation. If you guys can read the chat, we don't know what. There's a new feature. We have a new feature on YouTube apparently that has dropped, and we didn't even get a notification for it. I didn't get a notification for it, probably because I'm not very important to YouTube, would be my guess. If I had to wager a guess, that's what I'd be wagering. Save image as. Oh no, things are saving to the wrong places. Save over to this file. Live stream file. Blah, blah, Scooby-Doo. Here, there's apparently a new feature. I'll post it up as soon as I can find my live stream window. We'll post it up, and I'll show you. Alyssa has taken a screenshot for us, and we'll be taking a look at whatever the F this is. Video file, text, camera, desktop, get image file. There it is. Oh, God, push the image file button. Here it is. Let's take a look. Open. Hit the open button. Oh, look, it's tiny. Oh, I'm moving around. Okay, cool. Yeah. Oh, okay. Back to where I wanted to be. There we go. Okay. Should we make it smaller, bigger, louder, prouder? Whatever. What's our word? What are we looking for? We don't. Oh, it makes this little thing go up here over here. Okay. There's a new feature on YouTube apparently. Should I trim it down and make it bigger? What am I doing? Let's make it bigger. Oh. There. Okay. Huh. That's as good as we can get. Apparently there's a new feature. Where's my arrow? Bring the arrow back, folks. The arrow returns from the dead. All right. The arrow has returned from the dead. Apparently there's a new feature. You push on a heart button, and it does this crap. What does this crap do? I don't know. Maybe this crap saves the planet from global warming. I don't know. I don't know what these buttons do. You give it a 100, you give it a shocky face, you give it a celebration face, you give it a smiley face, you give it a heart without a face. You give a 100, baby. 100. I don't know. Does it show up on the live stream? I don't know. Maybe it shows up on your guys' phone. you know, maybe you're all attached to your cell phones and you're just staring at them all day, and that's the thing you're doing. Who knows? But now there will be more flashing lights and things coming at you. Hey, it's the beginning of the live stream. We're going to do the stupid promo part. Hey, welcome to the promo section where we do promos. Okay, the first promo, Replay Team 6. If you are watching this on the replay, leave a comment in the chat and apparently heart emojis or something. I don't know. Do whatever. Leave a comment in the chat. About... what should it be about? What should Replay Team 6 leave a comment about in the chat? Where's my poll? There's a poll button around here. We'll start a poll. We're starting a poll, baby! Replay Team 6 should leave a comment about, let's see, fish, poop, cat, poop, add an option, oil changes. There we go. Those are our 3 options for Replay Team 6 to leave a comment about. Ask your community. Ask it. Enter. Poll. Is the poll active? Where's the button? Oh, we have to make this go away. That's what we have to do. Go away. Go away. Option number 4. We don't want option number 4. The poll is live. You guys have to vote in the poll. There's not enough people here to vote in the poll, so be sure to vote because your vote's worth a lot right now. You have high leverage in your voting on this live stream. So we don't have enough humans here. Okay. Replay Team 6, activate on the replay. Okay? Go big in the comment section, you Replay team members. I don't even know what to call you guys other than Replay Team 6. Okay. Our members on the YouTube. Daniel Velez figured it out, so you can figure it out too. We had 75. We went down to all the way down to 64. I think 11 of you went on a 3-hour cruise, and now you're stuck on Gilligan's Island for the rest of your lives. You let your membership lapse, and we're not going to be able to save you from Gilligan's Island now because you're not a member anymore. So we'll make the numbers bigger over here. Look at that. We'll increase the size. Look at this. We'll do it the hard way, manually. Like a bunch of manual weirdos. Anyhow, the members dropped. We're down to 64. That's not enough. Our goal is 1,000. We're 6.4% of the way to 1,000. So that's not good. We're not doing good. Sorry, guys. We're just not doing good at memberships anymore. We're just not doing good. But Daniel Velez has returned. The triumphant return of Daniel. Now we're at 65. We're 6.5% of the way we're trying to go. Somebody sent me a message the other day and said, your membership rate is $5 for the minimum. And I said, yeah. And they said, well, that's ridiculous. I can't afford $5. And I told them, go over to Patreon. You can do an annual membership for under $1 a month, because you get a 10% discount if you do an annual. You can do a $1, and I think it comes out to $11 or something. I don't know. I forget what it is, but maybe it's like $10.84 or something goofy. But you could go over to Patreon and support the channel if you want. If you don't, you don't have to. You know, this is a commercial. Welcome to the commercial portion where I say, hey, support the channel if you want me to be able to make lots of videos for you and stuff. I don't have a billionaire benefactor. I don't have any of the Koch brothers. I don't have George Soros. Elon Musk doesn't like me. We don't have any billionaire benefactors. So we have to crowdsource this, okay? I think even if Elon Musk wanted to... sponsor my channel, I might have to tell him... I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. Depends on the number, though, right? You know, if he's gonna peel off a couple billion, I might be persuaded. But you know, but we don't have a Bezos. We don't have any of those characters around here benefactoring the channel. So unless you know one of those guys, become a member or become a patron, or just don't. Apparently, hit the new feature of the heart emojis or whatever. I don't know. We've got to have emojis all the time. We got to constantly do emojis, like this one. There we go. There's one. It's a purple face crying. That's funny when it shows up on the chat on the screen over here. It just says purple face crying. So you better sign up for the real deal chat, and you can see whatever that was. Green face, face green smiling. Face green smiling emoji. We got to emoji constantly because that's how the world is now. Nowadays, we emoji nonstop. We don't use our words. We're like 3 or 4 years old. We don't use our words anymore. We emoji super hard. Talking about the people that use their words, we're talking about Frank Dominguez, Joel G, Alyssa Bentley, Aubrey, Skog Shrimps and stuff. Words while I read down to find some different names to say out loud. Kiwi Mamo, the Fish Tank Barn. What's up, buddy? The Nabobkov fan, 87. Kiwi Mamo, because I like to say your name. I'm going to say it again. John Gonzalez. Yes, on the heart thing. Apparently it's a heart thing. We got hearts now. We got hearts. Scrolling down, there's more names. I'm going to get down to the bottom of the chat here. Steve Bearteach, and if I forgot your name, I said hi to Daniel, but I'm going to say hi again because he's a new member. New member to Daniel Velez. Welcome to the live stream where we say Daniel Velez upwards of 20 times. Daniel Velez. We got to hit our mark. We got to hit our mark of saying Daniel Velez of a lot. Daniel Velez says, I like the progress of the new fish room. Hope your wife is doing well, and the lovely Olivia also. It's been a nightmare. This weekend has been a nightmare, and we're going to get into it here in a minute. The title of the stream will let you know all about it. The title of the stream will let you know all about it. I'm having burps, so I'm trying to do it away from the microphone to not be totally disgusting. But we got to check in on the hotline first, because this show is disjointed as all possible. This show is super disjointed. Shout out to Mikey Fishy out there. We're going to go ADHD style from here on out, just forever. We're going ADHD forever. But on the hotline, we've got Skog Shrimp. We don't know where he went. He's muted. He's unmuted. Here he comes. Live from the East Coast. What's up, baby? What are you doing?
Oh, you know, just hanging out, watching my buddy on the YouTubes.
Oh, God.
Eating some goldfish.
Hey, you're feeding goldfish?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, every stream, I start off the stream, I got this bowl of goldfish next to me, and by the time
oh,
it's
you're
like
eating
20
them?
minutes in, yeah, yep, eating them.
Yeah, I misheard you. I thought you were feeding goldfish.
Oh, no. Not
I
that
mean,
I
that
wouldn't
sounds
if
cool.
I didn't have any, but I don't have any.
No, you don't have any goldfish? You could feed them if you had them.
Yes.
I'm confident in your skills. I bet you could pull it off.
Yeah, probably, maybe, with some training.
With some training? Oh,
Yeah.
Like what? How many hours are we thinking? 10,000 hours, probably.
Oh, minimum for at least that much, just for the apprentice card.
Just to get your apprentice card?
Yep.
You wouldn't get journeyman by then?
No. That's like 20,000 hours.
That's like 20,000 hours?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what is that? 10 years full time, 40 hours a week?
Yep. I think it's 9 years and 11 months or something.
9 years, 11 months. Going strong.
I did put a deposit down on a truck today, so that's cool.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
What are you thinking about?
How awesome it's going to be to drive it.
Well, what is it?
Oh, it's a 1993 Daihatsu Hi-Jet.
You know what? Did not expect that. Did not expect that answer. I got to admit. But not a bad choice. Let's see if we can find one.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat here so other folks could look it up if for later on, if they're curious. The
Hijet. Let's see. Oh my God! You bought a mini truck.
Yeah, right-hand drive.
God, I want one of these like so bad.
The wild part is, right, they got
What's that?
6-foot beds on them.
Yeah, they need the 8-footer. You need the 8-footer.
You do, but
I know. There's a
any
couple.
other
There's a
new
couple
truck-
of these. There's a couple of these for sale near me. But I was actually looking at the Isuzu version because I've worked on that old 3-cylinder that the Isuzu version has in it. And so I'm like, well, at least I'm familiar with that motor. So if something goes wrong, I could act like I know what's wrong, you know?
Well, there's a little company down in Connecticut that imports them right from Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, they could get one. Then you could fly out here, pick it up, and drive it back home.
Well, they do that here too.
Oh.
Yeah, there's some homies that like import them straight over. Yeah, look at that. That's majestic. Chat's getting covered up. Chat's getting covered up by some sweet majestic truck action. You guys
That's
better
good, then.
super chat or something if you want chat to no longer be covered up. That's
Then
the
you
rule
can roast
nowadays.
My bad math.
That's the rule now, right, Steve? We talked about it before.
Yes.
That's the rule. We get everything will cover up chat until you guys super chat Jeff Bezos' bank account. There we go.
Oh my God. That's a little excessive.
I mean, shoot for the stars, and you might land on the moon, right?
True.
You might land on the moon, baby. Look at this. This one's in good shape. Hold on, let me go back up. Look at this majestic beast right here. It's even got the ladder rack frame on it. This jangler here.
Yep.
You know that ladder rack deal. So then you can stick your lumber up this way. In case you hit a low impasse, it'll rip the bed off and everything.
Right. Yep. Yeah, the one I got, I think, has that on it.
It does? Oh, God. That's a vital piece. This is a vital piece right here of sticking stuff in the back. Like, if you have a ladder, you can stick it back here and then strap it down to this bad boy, right? And then you could be doing your electrical service calls to see.
I'll post
you
a
could go
picture
out
of
and
it in
check.
the
You can
chat.
go out and check and work on, grandma's can lights or something with your ladder. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh yeah. Here we go.
Are you familiar with the service calls? Have you ever done a service call?
Like on fish tanks, yeah.
Look at this. Look at this beast. This is black on black. Those are just some straight up Camry wheels. These are like the Toyota Camry race wheels somebody put on there though. I don't know about all that. Here's a
That's
blue
too bad.
one. Here's a blue one with some grippers and rippers on it. Look at that. They got
I
some
just
grippy
sold my
knobby
Camry.
beasts on there. You think they're going fast through the mud? Oh, look at this. Look at this one in the snow. Oh. That's hot. Oh, here's for scale. This one has a grandpa for scale. This is how big these trucks are, by the way, guys. Here's grandpa. Here's the truck.
Yeah, for reference, when I'm standing next to it, I could look almost clean over the top of it, and I'm
Just
only
right
6
over the
feet
top?
tall. Yep. It's a little bit tight, but it's not uncomfortable.
It's not super uncomfortable because they have the cab over. They have this cab over design.
Yep.
But I will say, when you're in the cab over and you're driving over the wheel well, it is a whole different experience from driving a car. If you guys have never done that before, this is like you can see everything that's going on in front of you, and the turning radius is bonkers. You can get real tight and squirrely on the turn. It's not like my pickup. I got a Ford like a 2019 Ford pickup for towing the trailers and stuff. That thing has the turn radius of I don't know. It's bad. It's not good. It's not tight. You're not getting around the corner. Oh,
an
here you go.
oil
One with the
tanker.
dump trailer. Or the dump bed.
I wanted one with the dump bed, but that was like another $3,500, and I could not swing that.
Yeah, they do get spendy once you start adding all these extra hydraulics and PTOs and stuff.
Yep.
Somebody
The
be
dump
like,
bed-
"Hey man, this hydraulic ain't free. This is a upcharge. You're getting upcharged, right?"
Oh yeah.
Just like every contractor in the world. Do you want me to come out there and work on your thing? That's an upcharge. All right, there we go. Oh my God, people haven't even hit the like button enough. Did you guys hit the like button? Or maybe you guys voted. We only got 10 votes, guys. We only got 10 votes on the poll. We don't know what Replay Team 6 is going to have to comment on, but currently Oil Changes is winning. Currently Oil Changes is in a strong lead over the fish poop and cat poop options. Oil Changes is winning, okay? Replay Team 6, so far, the requirement is to talk about oil changes, but we've only got 10 votes, so we'll see what happens.
I will come back to this video and respond to every comment that has to do with oil changes.
That sounds good. Sounds good. Yep. Green was asking, can I buy the grandpa? With enough money, you can buy anything. That's the rule, right? That's the world we live in. You just need money and stuff. It's the whole thing. The world's your oyster as long as you have all the doubloons, right? Oh, okay. So let's get to the title. The title of today's stream is Birthdays, Taxes, and Illness.
Oh yeah.
And
happy
it's
birthday.
I was kind of playing off of the death and taxes. We all got death and taxes. That's it, right? This weekend was my birthday, you boners, right? This weekend was my birthday. We're supposed to do a bunch of birthday stuff. We're gonna have like birthday people over. It's gonna be funs and stuff, and I was gonna barbecue some ribs, and I was probably gonna smoke some freezer meat. I got some freezer meat in there. I think it's a pig that had a name, Yoshi. I think that pig was Yoshi. I'm not sure. Family pig. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do all that stuff. But Thursday, around 1 p.m., we got the danger phone call. We got the danger phone call from Olivia's daycare that our daughter, Olivia Bean herself, was running 103 fever and complaining that her stomach hurt and said that she was going to throw up. And I can assure you, said warning, turns out, was 100% truthful from the daughter. The daughter was vomiting out of the front and the back all weekend. Sick little daughter of mine, very, very sick, throwing up, diarrhea, yelling, screaming, complaining, crying, just being a miserable child for the whole birthday weekend. So Friday we spent, I got home from work, did my best to take care of her, got woken up 40 times over the night because of vomiting and crying, and then tearing off all of the sheets and blankets and all that, and putting them in the laundry, and then putting all the new sheets and blankets on, and then getting woken up again and again and again and again, and that was the entirety of this weekend. So needless to say, birthday plans were canceled. Doctors were visited. We went to the doctor's office multiple times. We've been to the doctor's office, including today. So we've... That's the birthday. That was my exciting birthday where I turned 4,000 years old in this year of our Lord 2023, right? So here we are being 4,000 years old, and but birthday was canceled. We're going to be trying to move it out to a different weekend, but next weekend is I don't know why it's not on this calendar. Next weekend is the GSAS, right? GSAS auction. The GSAS. Fish auction. It's next weekend, right? The 22nd? Blah, 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 blah. I probably should have looked this up ahead of time. I think it's next weekend. For some reason, it's not on my calendar currently. Where's the big auction? What? It's not on their own website. Auctions. Meetings, auctions. Oh my God. Maybe Alyssa knows. Apparently their website doesn't have it. Resources. Meetings, info and directions, auctions, auction guidelines, contest, community. Is it next weekend? I thought it was the 22nd. I could be wrong. '22nd at the Northgate Convention Center. Yeah. So next weekend is a no-go. It's the 22nd, and so we can't do next weekend. So I'm going to try to do the 29th, but the 29th is the horticulture Master Gardeners thing at the Evergreen Speedway. I would say, Steve, you should come to that because it's at the Evergreen Speedway, but they're not going to be doing the race cars, bro.
Oh, that's terrible.
They're not going to be doing the race cars. They're going to be doing gardens and plants. So
that's a little bit of a weird mix.
So the Evergreen State Fairgrounds have the Evergreen Speedway at them.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
It's if you ever listen to the radio commercials, there are commercials for it. So like, come on out to the Evergreen Speedway, where the cars collide and blah blah blah, and then they go, what is it? Where Highway 2 and Highway 522 collide, right? That's where the two highway intersect each other. That's where the Evergreen State Fairgrounds are in Monroe, Washington. I'll be out there on the 29th at the Master Horticulturers auction to see what I can see. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to see what I can see. I'm going to try to film it and make a video out of it and post it onto YouTube so that hopefully we can continue our downward slide from popularity. We'll continue it by posting videos that I think are interesting but don't do well with the algorithm, which is why we got to talk about Replay Team 6 comments. Oh, fish poop is catching up to the oil change comments. But we only have 12 votes, so people don't even vote. People don't even vote in the polls anymore. It feels like America. People don't even bother to vote, right?
Very American.
People will get super mad because they'll go, oh my God, he talked about politics. I'm super pissed. I'm going to throw my phone out the window and quit watching. But little do they know, it's all a...
It's all part of the plan, isn't it?
What? I'm getting a message. I got to get something for Olivia's bum. I just received a text message. I got to get some ointment. Okay. Anyhow, I was gonna say it's all a conspiracy that I am from the phone company. Okay. To inspire you to throw your phone out the window and buy a new one once it's broken. I'm a plant, just so you know. What phone company? I don't know.
Are you an easy-to-grow plant at the very least? Low-tech?
I hope so. I hope I am. It would be hard to say.
Oh, no. Fish poop took over.
Uh-oh, fish poop's winning? Oh, man, you guys better vote. Oh, fish poop's winning. Fish poop's winning hard. We guilt-tripped people, and they started voting.
That's all right. That means I don't have to go back and answer any comments.
That's true. That's true. Steve's not going to come back and answer all your comments about your questions and comments about fish poop. You only agreed to the oil changes. All right. Okay, so that was the whole birthday weekend, was my daughter being sick the whole entire time. Now, there's a silver lining. I don't think I caught whatever it is that Olivia has. I don't know, because I have to admit, yesterday I was not feeling good. Was not feeling well. But and this is what I told Vicky. I said, I don't know if I'm not feeling well because I caught whatever Olivia has, or if I'm just wicked tired. And I'm still not sure. Still not sure. Whether I was just wicked tired or I caught Olivia's virus. Because it'd be hard to say. Because, I mean, to be honest with you guys, I'm constantly throwing up already anyhow. I just do that just for fun. For funsies. Oh, howdy, fish freaks. Oh, well, when your name's Freaky Fish Lady, it seems less finger pointy when you say howdy, fish freaks, right? When you've already named yourself the Freaky Fish Lady, right? Yeah. So, well, hi. How are you? Is that an angelfish? Or an anglefish? Oh, it doesn't say it. It actually is an emoji in this chat over here, too. Okay. Darn. I was hoping that we would have seen the name of it. Let's see. What other emojis do we have? What is this? What is this supposed to be? Somebody please explain this to me. What is this supposed to be? Is that an emoji that explains it's partly sunny outside? Is that what that is?
Maybe it's the Kool-Aid man.
Are you kidding me? Is this literally like it's partly sunny outside emoji? Like you really just couldn't type out like, it's partly cloudy out. You literally send that emoji. I think that's what that is. Oh, it doesn't have a name down here. Yikes. Robot emoji, space alien emoji. Oh, here we go. There it is. There it is. This is the emoji to end them all. How stupid. Oh, Chris Lukup's here. What's up, buddy? All the way from Germany. Oh, well, it's like 10 p.m. there, so the Germans could be awake. The Germans will accept nothing but precision. Isn't that how that goes, right? But Chris, it is good to see you. I hope to see you sometime sooner than later, but I don't know when I'm going to be to Germany, so that's a reality. That's a reality. I miss you too, buddy. It would be great to see you sometime. I don't know when I'm going to go to Germany. I don't know if I can afford it. I don't know if I can afford international flights. How much? Let's do the flight tracker. This is the flight tracker portion of the show. From SeaTac to, let's see. What town is close to Chris? We'd have to go look at Germany. Let's just go. What's the big Berlin? Let's just go Berlin and just see how much the flights are. Oh, well, let's change the date. We don't want today. That's going to be too expensive, guys. Today is too expensive. Let's say I was to fly out May 11th. Let's find some deals. Let's see what we got. I don't want any of that crap. Round trip, adult, economy. No, we don't want. We want first class, baby. How much is first class? Let's find out. Find deals. Does this not work? Oh my god, what is this? Okay, this website sucks. We gotta leave this website. This website. Oh, it works over here in the other tab. That's why. Round trip. Prices are unlikely to decrease. Okay, so we got. Actually, it's not too expensive. It's not too expensive. We should probably start booking tickets. We should probably start booking tickets, guys. It's not that bad. It's only, but this isn't first class. We got to check first class. Nonstop. We want nonstop. Oh, there is no nonstop. We got to go one stop. What's the where did we fly in that was close to Chris's house? What big city? Was it Frankfurt or something? I don't know. I forget. Add all nearby airports. Let's do that. Update. Oh my God, we forgot to do first class. Cheapest? No, we don't want cheapest. We want best. The quickest is 13 hours and 15 minutes, and it costs $4,000 more. So let's go with the one that's only 13 hours, 45 minutes. Oh no, the quickest is... We don't want economy. We don't want economy. We want first class. We got to know what the first class tickets are and see if that's even reasonable. It's not reasonable. It's not a reasonable price at all. It's $10,000. It's $10,000. Hold on, it's $20,000. Swiss Airlines, baby. Ha ha. There we go. That's $10,000. What's the euro conversion right now? Euro conversion to dollars. 1 euro equals 1.09. Oh my God, we're losing on the euro, guys. The conversion is no longer in the benefit of the dollar. We're back down. United States back down, not number one anymore. We were in the lead over the euro in September, but the euro is slowly climbing. The euro is recovering. Oh my God, what are we gonna do? So it's about 1-to-1. So you got to think 10,000. So here we go. $10,000 is, or no. So let's say, how does that go? 9,000 euro? Yeah, I think it would go like that. That's a lot of money for flying around, boys. Let's not go first class. Let's go business, and let's see how much that is. How much is business? Yeah, we can't afford business either. We don't have enough members on YouTube. We can't afford $8,000 airplane tickets. We just can't do it. Steve, are you still here?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't afford this. We need more members, okay?
No, yeah.
We got to find more members and more Bezos-style super chats, you know? Let's go. Let's check premium economy. Maybe we could do premium economy? Nope, we can't do premium economy either. Actually, premium economy is more expensive for some reason than business was. Oh, here we go. No, we're finding some weird airlines. SAS? What the heck is that? SAS. Operated by United Airlines, SAS Connect. What the heck? What is SAS Connect? Oh my God. Well, it looks like the good one is a Swiss airline. I don't think I've ever flown on the Swiss. Oh, but it's just United Airlines. So it's just United with different badges on the plane, probably. I don't know if you guys have noticed that from airplane travel these days. There's basically like there's only like 4 companies that own all of the airline companies now. And that's a huge bummer because they're not so good no more. First class and business class, I think, are basically the same seats, different spacing. Business class is seats. First class, you have the sleeper. You have that lay down. You can lay all the way down and go to sleep, which I would like to do. I would like to just take the red eye. I would like to take the red eye and lay down and go to sleep, because it's like you're not only are you kind of time traveling, but you're also traveling. You're traveling, right? You're forgetting to dribble the basketball whilst walking, right? You know what I'm talking about? You're traveling. Referee comes out. He goes like this. I don't have a whistle. He goes like this. And then you lose possession of the ball, right? Welcome to the section of this live stream where I explain basic mechanics of basketball. Yeah. I can never. Nabokov fan 87 says depends on the plane. Yes, I agree. You're not wrong. You're correct. I would agree, but I don't think the planes charge for that first class sleeper option. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I love you, brother. You're right. I don't work on airplanes. I don't know what's going on. Hey, everyone. Was lurking. Speaking of Germany, DKG is having their annual Killy show in 4 to 6 weeks or so, 1+ hour south of Hamburg. I went to a big Killy show in Europe when I was there, and boy, howdy, would I like to go back. We can't afford it. We don't have enough members. We only have 65 members, guys, and 92 patrons. We can't afford this kind of crap. And speaking of we can't afford this kind of crap, just got done doing the taxes this weekend. And to all you international people that your government just does your taxes for you, they don't do that here in the United States. They don't do that. You have to file it. You have to figure it out, even though they already know, and you're going to get in trouble if you do it wrong. We managed to do that. It only cost me like $400 and something to file my taxes this year, so that was pretty radical. That's a good option. It's a good thing. Just say Nabo, man. Don't make it hard on yourself. Oh, just say Nabo. Okay, I don't know I don't know if I'll be able to understand saying Nabo. I'll probably forget. Oh, Steve's got to go for a little bit. We've lost our caller. You know, if you were a member and you had Discord, you could join the green room and call in, if you wanted, like Steve, like Steven. Okay, there we go. Whoops, I accidentally opened opened the wrong thing. There we go. I would like to do that. No worries. I will come, and Corey comes over in August. We will travel a bit. Yeah, I don't. Was not invited to go in August, so I don't know about all that, but sounds like fun. Sounds like you guys will have fun. Have you been to Stone in Berlin? Oh, that's to Chris. I don't know. Salient Aquatics is here. Says hello. Well, hello. Well, hello. Nanofish poster file. Oh yeah, you should definitely get some posters from Chris. I would get those for sure. Happy birthday to you, Joel. Oh, thank you, Erna. Very nice, very kind. I did have an actual fishy question this week. Whenever the time is appropriate for that, I was going through the rabbit hole of your old videos. Yeah, go ahead. Whenever you type it into the chat, and I'll read it. Whenever the time is appropriate. The clear choice is oil changes. That's right. We got to check our poll here. Fish poop is currently in the lead over cat poop and oil changes. Although cat poop has a surprising amount of people voting for it. I will say that. We'll see. Our poll is active. We'll see. We only got 17 people here today, probably because I've been talking about cat poops and kids vomiting and stuff. Pushing buttons, clicking buttons, boing, refresh. All right, push that. There we go. Okay, back to normal. Oh, happy birthday from Chris. Is your birthday today? No, my birthday was the other day, like Saturday. Stone Brewing. Oh, Chris is like me. He doesn't drink alcohol. He doesn't drink. So I wouldn't think he was at. I don't think he had gone. I don't think he would go. Berlin. Although, Although I actually, back when I used to drink, believe it or not, I worked for a place that would import this because I remember the tap handles, the gargoyle. Yeah, the Berliner Weiss beer. Yep, we would get this in. We would get this in like, I don't know, a couple times a year. Back in the day, way back in the day. I worked for a place. One of the places I used to work for. We were a small bar that was. I forget how many tap handles we had, but we focused on carrying only weird stuff, like stuff that people would want to come in and try out. I think there was a total of like 50 tap handles, and then all of the tap handles were screwed into the ceiling. So if you went into this little bar, the whole entire ceiling was all these crazy tap handles, right? So that was the whole thing. We'd get the small quarter barrels, go into the coolers. Yeah. But yeah, we had all sorts of stuff. We'd have like Trappist beers, weird stuff, imports, all sorts of crazy stuff all the time. Chris has been to Berlin, but just for some shows that I played with my band there. Other than that, I have not been. Oh, so you've only ever been... That's weird because like you've probably only ever been to Berlin for like shows and stuff, which actually kind of makes sense. I bet like most Americans, it's like, have you ever been to Dallas? It's like, well, for like an overnight. Yeah, well, have you ever been to New York City? It's like, yeah, a little for a minute, check it out, go to a thing, leave. Probably the same kind of deal. One of the things that I really liked about Germany is that like Chris and I, we went up, Chris and Corey and I, we went up because they just have castles. They just have like old castles in basically like people's, not directly in people's backyard, but like right over there. Basically in people's backyard. They're like, there's an old castle here. It's been here for 900 years or something crazy, right? And you're like, what? We don't have that in the States. We don't have anything in the States that's 1,000 years old. We just don't have that. It doesn't exist. That was something I definitely enjoyed about Germany, for sure, while I was there. Plus, hanging with Chris is great, and he took us around to a bunch of really cool places and whatnot. And, yeah, I would like to go back. I will say I would like to go back and visit Green Aqua with Chris again so we could shoot a follow-up video to the video I made that was really not good like 5 years ago or whatever, however many years ago that was. It would be good to go back and shoot the follow-up video now that Green Aqua has been open and has been established for a really long time. By the way, their YouTube channel kicks ass. It's awesome. Wonderful content from those guys. The Hungarians. Who would have thought? Who would have thought the Hungarians would have a great YouTube channel and aquariums and whatnot? Who would have thought? Somebody would have thought. Just not me. Just not me. But I definitely do need to get more ADA tools and stuff like that. I've never bought my own ADA tools. I was gifted some ADA tools from a local fish club because I did basically like some promo for them, and I was their first guest speaker because they were like, well, we want to get guest speakers, but we can't really get any guest speakers. Can you do some guest speaker? Did you see the last video by Green Aqua live react? Wait, what? What happened with Green Aqua? Did something happen with him? What happened? Felipe passed away during a live. Yeah. That's not good. You know, I'd only ever met Felipe like very briefly a couple of times. I really appreciate the work that he did for the aquarium hobby. Like, he did amazing work, amazing artist. By all accounts, everybody really liked the guy and seemed like a really cool dude. Like I said, I've only ever met him briefly, and like I got to see some of his work in where was I? Netherlands, maybe? I don't know, somewhere in Europe. And it's a real disappointment. It's really sad. It's incredibly sad, and really does kind of hit home also with all of the stuff that we've been going through the last 6 months here, or 8 months, or whatever. There are some people out there that that have sent me messages and stuff that are like, we really need to see, like, make more content, like set up more fish tanks, do more stuff. And with work encapsulates a lot of my time. With my daughter being sick, that encapsulates the rest of my time. My spouse being sick, that encapsulates the rest of my time. And I've mentioned this like a million times, and so I feel like I'm beating a dead horse when I say, like, if people want me to work on a project, I need to fund the project in order for me to be able to do it. That's the reality of the world that we live in. Like, and Chris and I have talked about this. We've talked about this on internet videos and stuff like that before, that, like, if there's a company or whoever is going to sponsor you to do a project, that's wonderful. But, like, if you can't, that means you got to go to work. And if you go to work, that means that you probably can't work on this, on a project that's something like making fish tank videos for people. I just got done doing my taxes, and I realized, like, the level of income I get from making content isn't zero. I get it. But although there was a point where Vicky came in and goes, I just went through and did all these numbers here. I added them up, and you're running your YouTube channel at a deficit. And I said, yeah, I know. So even at the level of, like, having to purchase stuff, having to work on stuff, it's like, even just building out the new fish room, it's like I'm operating at negative, right? And that's not to be like, it's not to be like a sad sob story or anything like that. It's just, that's the reality of where I'm at. And when I met Felipe, I think I met him twice. I think I met him once at whatever that big convention is. I don't know. Can't remember the big convention. I think I met him briefly at Vivarium, just for a second, just to say hi. And, like, admittedly, he was in a position to be able to make that kind of content, and I was just like, man, you make great stuff, and it's awesome. And he seemed like really nice. And admittedly, I've talked about this before. Like, I'm admittedly kind of jealous of people that sort of hit the lottery and end up with like 1 million subscribers on YouTube or whatever. And they're just like, oh yeah, I'm pulling in 20 grand a month by making a vlog about driving to a fish store or whatever, right? Like, I get it. I get that tinge of jealousy, and then I realize, like, I just have to keep grinding and working on the thing. And so I will keep grinding on it, but I wish I had more time to dedicate towards towards this hobby, but there's not much. At this point, I don't know what else to do other than just to keep grinding and working on stuff. Nabokov fan says, agreed, that's the reality, and that is a devastating part of the YouTube algorithm, pushing people to basically kill themselves with daily content just to get views. Yeah, I mean, it's the unfortunate thing. I tried to work out some stuff with companies and everything, and it's like you're beating your head against the wall. I mean, it really is. Even with good companies and stuff like that, it really is just, it's a very weird thing. It's a very weird thing to have those interactions, and especially, it's a weird thing to go and talk to somebody who is smiling at you, shaking your hand, saying great, 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 oh, awesome, and then you know, a week later you get the email that's like, oh yeah, we're just decided not to do any of this stuff, right? And you're like, okay, cool. I guess, yep. Okay, I guess I invested time and energy and money into that. Okay, cool. All right, what the hell? And then just continue to move on. But yeah, the video they did to honor him was extremely special, really well done. I honestly haven't seen it. I would like to. I probably should check it out. Haven't seen it though. Inner Zoo in August. Was there in '94? Wow, Mickham. That's Mickham. That is strong. That's a strong statement to put out there. Just so you know, you're dating yourself, bro. Although you are a Swede, so even if you are 60, you're probably like a 40-year-old American, right? My friend lived in a village east of Munich. It was awesome to visit small outdoor gardens selling their own beers. Actually, yeah. That's one thing that was really nice about Germany. Obviously, I wasn't drinking beer, but because I'm a sober guy. But those little like sort of outdoor beer garden food setups, we need more of those. We definitely need more of those in the States. I don't know. Maybe some restaurateurs can drive out to Germany and check it out, and come up with like putting more outside seating. There's one thing that was really nice. Oftentimes the outdoor seating in the United States is like, it's really close to traffic and stuff like that somehow. It's either like a parking lot or a roadway or whatever that's going on. Whereas in Germany it was like, no, we put the seating back here by a little creek or something, you know. And it was like one of the places we stopped at, and I will never know the name of it. This was with, can't remember his name at the moment. I'll probably remember in 3 hours. But one of the places we stopped at was just like a neighborhood spot, and it was in the trees, back by some flowing water over that way, you know, kind of definitely just like a neighborhood spot. It's pretty cool. I was going to ask you about new fish room plans, video plans you may or may not have. I was trying to help someone with substrate capping, but you don't seem to have a video showing pouring substrate into a tank and explaining your setups in that detail. There are videos about tank setups you have, but just not that specific aspect. Follows along with a discussion about cost. I just am not sure if you have anything like that planned out. I do have more plans to do more detailed videos with more open-ended discussion about like cost and the advantages of cost and what the actual costs were, right? Last year I got some steel stands built for my aquariums, which they're holding the aquariums right now as we speak. And, you know, a lot of people were wondering what the cost was, like how much did it cost to do this? Like, what are the advantages? And I've shot most of that video. I don't want to put that video out before the fish room is completed because it sort of doesn't follow the timeline. If I put that video out now, people will be like, WTF, why is this video out? You don't even have water in the tank or anything like that. So that video will come out in conjunction with the fish room once I have it completed. Right now I'm trying to stage getting my drywall work done, all at the getting the drywall ordered, delivered, moved in, positioned, do the ceiling, do the walls, mud and tape, blah, 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 blah. And right now I'm having an issue finding the exterior door I want to replace. Trying to find an exterior door for that hole in the building out there has been a bit of a nightmare. One that I found was like $300, and I was like, okay, we could figure that out. And then the other one I found was like $1,600, and I'm like, I don't want that. And I'm currently trying to figure out the heating and cooling aspect of that space out there. I was going to get a mini split, a heat pump, put that in. The current costs are extraordinarily high for that solution, so I may or may not be like back to the drawing board, but I'm going to call a couple other companies and see what they come up with. $4,800 was the current price. And right now, at the amount that is, it will take me 5 months to save up that much money or something. So that ain't gonna work probably right now. I was in the same local club as one of the guys. So yeah, I don't really have an older video of like pouring stuff into the tank and doing that kind of stuff. But I definitely do have plans to kind of be more, I guess more like kind of detailed and dial in on stuff a little bit better. Like I was getting a bunch of comments on my old Substrate video, like when I don't even know when this video came out. I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, like I thought this was a pretty basic video. Let me see. Comments. Comments. Yeah, the fluorite, the stratum versus fluorite video. I don't even know when this came out. When did this come out? Details. Let me look at the details. It doesn't even tell me on the details. Oh, there it is. Recording date, January 14th, 2018. So this is a 5-year-old video, right? Because it's 2023 now. And I did the fluorite versus stratum video. For some reason, the algorithm has picked this up recently, and so I've been getting a bunch of comments on it. But one of them was like, it's pointless to even compare these two, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, the comparison was cost, volume, and like how well it works, and actually doing the cost versus and showing you the volume literally by pouring the bags out and go like, yes, I understand one weighs more than the other, but the volume is what you're paying for. In realistic terms, people buying that product really only care about the volume that they're getting. They don't care about how much it weighs. And so I was doing that video, and I realized it's not very concise and whatnot. But I'm like, it's a 5-year-old video. I can't really change it now. I got a framed reglassed tank today. It's from the 1950s. It's a very cool tank. Is it a metal? It's a metal frame? Flat steel bottom. That is crazy. People really like those metal frame tanks. I had a little tiny one, a little tiny nano one. I don't know where it went. It's probably stored somewhere in a box, I would guess. I was in the same local club as one of the guys starting Back to Nature. Natural backgrounds for tanks. Charlie was a great guy. Rest in peace. The videos that are unique, cool, that you have on the channel are measuring the volume of substrate. I just wasn't sure what order you put things in the tank. I generally use, if I'm going to put layers of stuff in, I generally use stuff like fluorite as a cap. But you can also just use like inert sand and gravel as a cap if you're doing like a dirted tank. I don't recommend doing a dirted tank. It's really not something that I recommend people to do. It's just not something I do. Laughing my ass off, that tiny metal frame tank, you gave it to me when you moved. Oh, well, I gifted it. I gifted it to Alyssa. Well, I regifted it. Yeah. So that's where it is. I guess that's why I don't know where it is. It is it's straight up in there. Yeah, and then I'd use stuff like flora as a cap, working as a cap. You can add a little bit of dirt to your aquarium if you want, but I just it's not something I generally would recommend. It adds a level of maintenance that I don't think most people would sign up for if they knew ahead of time. If they knew ahead of time, this is how much I'm signing up for as far as like maintenance and doing all these water changes all the time and constantly dealing with crazy algae blooms and all this like nonsense that you'd have to deal with, most people wouldn't sign up for it. And most people that are sort of like choosing that option are choosing that option in order to save money, of which means that they're essentially like trading their time for a slightly cheaper setup, but is pretty much what's happening. And I really don't think it's going to benefit them that much. All right, where's that button? There's that button. Okay, let's look through the comments here. Do we have other questions? Detective Lopez, what grows plants better? Oh, like dirted aquarium or Amazonia or fluorite or whatnot. I would say, like, to be brutally honest with you, like Amazonia Type 1 grows plants the best. It really does. If you can find the original Type 1 ADA Amazonia, I mean, it really does. You're paying for a top tier product that has a ton of research behind it and a ton of development behind it, and it really does work quite well. What it boils down to more often than not is that people don't want to pay that much money. They don't want to pay that much money for that substrate, right? Or that substrate system. I mean, if there really is like a best system on the market, it's the ADA one. You know, there's a reason why it's the top tier, right? Like, it really is. I mean, it's not a whole lot of debating going on about like which is the top tier planted aquarium stuff. It's ADA, right? Oh, Steve's back. Is Steve back or is Alyssa back? Oh, Alyssa's here. Oh my God, we have multiple people. We have so many. So I guess the ADA is essentially the top tier stuff. So I don't know if there's if there's like a ton of I don't know if there's like a ton of back and forth to really go like, well, it's not ADA. There's a ton of back and forth on what's cheaper and what's not. That exists. Alyssa, what do you think? You're here. What do you think?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Oh, okay, sweet.
You're really quiet though.
I'm not quiet on purpose.
God, you're so quiet. I'm gonna turn you up. Don't change your settings. Okay, there we go.
Okay, cool. Because I have all these settings that I can change somehow.
Don't do it. Don't you dare.
I like UNS contra soil with fluorite on the underneath it, like the red fluorite gravel.
Right.
That's my favorite. That's actually a big part of the reason why I work where I work. It's because I get a discount on the contra soil.
Oh, getting discounts. Strong discounts.
And I didn't have a job before I started working there. And I was like, oh, you know, if I had a job, it would be easier for me to afford to buy contra soil.
That's true. True facts.
One of those things. And and then also the store that I work at, it sells contra soil for cheaper than you can get on Amazon.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. We like that.
Yeah.
Guys, we like savings. Good. Okay, we do.
Yeah, we do.
We really, 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 really do. But like, so I guess ultimately the question is like, what's the best that grows plants? And my opinion has always been like, if you get the full ADA system, that's probably going to be the best, right? I don't think there's anything that compares to it, but it's extraordinarily costly. So
right.
I think most everybody is making their decision on cost versus I guess it's just cost, right? Cost versus like what's the best, you know. And
They're doing their ROI. Getting
Their
a
return on investment. That's right. They're doing their ROI numbers. They're going strong. They got an Excel sheet out.
Yep.
They got a spreadsheet. They're looking at the numbers. They're figuring it out. Really what it boils down to. I like Fluval stratum because it's right in the middle, right? It is a decent aqua soil. It holds up for a long time. It has a good cation exchange capacity. It's easy for me to plant stuff in and out of it. And for the volume, when the price is right, you get quite a bit in a big bag of Fluval stratum. I feel like it's right in the middle ground of what I'm looking for. That doesn't mean it's right for everybody, but it meets that metric for me as a fish keeper. Like I don't have that accelerated rate of crazy maintenance with a super cheap dirted tank where I got some dirt, I remineralized it. Which, by the way, the remineralizing water or dirt is incredibly impossible to do where I live 10 months out of the year. You know, rinsing it, remineralizing it, drying it out in the sun.
Oh, that.
We don't have that here. We don't have the freaking sun, bro. I could leave it outside. It would be wet.
Rained on all the time.
Yeah. It would just be getting wet and rained on and be cold. So at some point in time in the year, I could do it, but then I'm like planning my whole year around effing around with dirt out on tarps out in the yard. Like, get out of here. I got other stuff to do. So, yeah, that's kind of all the stuff that everybody, in my opinion, is sort of like taking into account. And I feel like people are more taking into account just the cost than really anything else. They're just going like, hey, this is cheap. And then they just end up going the cheap route, and then they get discouraged, and then they stop doing what they're doing, right?
Yeah, and I've noticed a bit of a resurgence of like more people wanting to do or try the dirted tank or the Wallstad method. Just all of a sudden recently, and I'm like, ooh, what's going on? Then I realized that there are certain people seem to be promoting it online again.
Oh,
Which,
who? You can
I
name
think,
names. It's fine. I mean,
oh, that's true. It's not like we're going out to like 1 million people.
well, no, I mean,
Because
it's
we're
not
going
like.
out to 2 million people. No.
Well, I mean, it's not a
I
criticism of those
think
people.
Father
I mean, they
Fisher,
can promote it. They're allowed to promote whatever they want, right?
Yeah, I think that Father Fish is promoting the dirted tank pretty hard right now. So, yeah, that's what's going on.
Right. Yeah, I don't listen to that guy's advice. I've listened to a bunch of his content, and I don't listen to that guy at all. But speaking of Amazon links, like you mentioned, I was about to put the Wallstad method book.
Oh, you should.
Which is the more important thing I think people should lean on is actually read the book by the person that actually came up with the method, did all the science research behind it.
That is what I tell people.
It's a much better place to be. Where's my Amazon page? Here it is. I have to find it. I've been doing way too much tax stuff. I have all these extra tabs open for tax stuff. Hold on. Wallstad method. So the ecology of the planted aquarium is what you're looking for. Oh, I wonder if there's a hardcover. Ooh, the hardcover's getting hard to find. Ooh. They don't even have it.
Maybe people are listening to me and buying the book.
Apparently people are buying it up.
Yeah.
You could get the Kindle version or whatnot. Either way, here's the link to the Wallstad method. By the way, this is an Amazon link. So if you're going to buy stuff through the Amazon link, it gives me a commission. The Federal Trade Commission requires me to tell you that, just so you know. Doesn't change the price. We just get a commission. We get the advertising commission from Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you're looking to do like a dirted aquarium, grab that Wallstad method book. The planet. What is it? What's the? There's like a full name for it. I should know it by this. It's the ecology of the planet aquarium. Is that right? Ecology of the planted. Ecology of the planted aquarium, a practical manual and scientific treatise. Is that or treatise? How do you say that word? Hold on, I'm gonna look that up.
I said treaties, but that doesn't mean that it's correct.
I'm gonna pronounce it. Hold on.
Treatise.
Here we go. Treatise.
Treatise.
I only ever read this word. I never use this word in.
Treatise.
You guys hearing that?
Treatise.
No.
Treatise.
Well, I'm not. Maybe they are.
Treatise.
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 Treatise. Yeah. Okay. I never use that word. I only ever read it. But here is the full name of the book if you want to look it up yourself. It looks like the Kindle version is the only thing that's available on Amazon right now. I do have a hard copy version. So if you want to come over and read it, don't. You can't. Yeah. Just don't. If you want to, just don't. Stop wanting that.
Right.
But I have met Diana. She didn't. Admittedly, I don't know if she was standoffish because I'm a weird-looking weirdo, or if she knew who I was.
She probably just thought you were a weird-looking weirdo.
Probably just thought I'm a weird-looking weirdo. And she was a little standoffish, but nice. But she was nice, for sure. Yeah. Most people that write books are sort of standoffish in a way, you know? They're like, I like to quietly work on writing my books.
With, like, what kind of person is this? Are they going to tell me that I forgot to use correct punctuation on page 6? Because I know about that.
Right. The correct info on the page of the book I've been working on.
Right.
I did Dirty Tank, No Need to Mineralize, going on 7 years now.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, here's the deal. I know people that have kept a goldfish in a goldfish bowl, right, for like 20 years. Okay. So I'm not saying it's impossible for people to have success, but I certainly wouldn't go out there and recommend anybody to keep a goldfish in a bowl, right? Just because I know that it has been done. Like somebody has done that, and you're like, so that can happen. Now, the reason I say that is that I've seen way too many examples to count of people failing at having a dirted tank because of the issues that I mentioned earlier. The additional maintenance they stop doing. They pull out a plant. All of a sudden, the water column is like super dirty. Boom, green water, algae growing everywhere. Now, there's a bunch more maintenance that people have to handle, right? And then they don't really want to spend that much time working on their fish tank, right? Even for somebody like me who likes to spend time working on their fish tank, it's like, do I want to spend 12 hours this week working on my aquarium because the water is green, because there's algae growing all over the place? I got stuff to clean. I got stuff to do that I'm not really like finding that much joy in after you've been bent over the tank for 6 hours, cleaning all this stuff, hauling buckets around, washing off equipment, doing all this crazy stuff. Like I don't particularly feel that level of joy when it's like, my back hurts and my arm's all effed up and you know what I mean? Like there's not a lot of joy there. So my recommendation has generally been like, use a higher quality system so that you're not having that experience, right? Now, some people are gluttons for punishment. They like running marathons, Some people like running 100-mile marathons. Now, I don't like running 100-mile marathons. I don't want to do that. But those people do exist, so they might like that thing. They might like that vibe with their fish tank, that they're spending umpteen hours, like constantly dealing with all sorts of issues. So, I've seen that example like so many times, especially from people that don't have a lot of experience keeping planet aquariums or keeping aquariums in general, that it discourages them and then they end up leaving the hobby, right? And that is sort of the opposite of what I would want people to experience, right? Like, I don't want people to experience this like hardship. But if you are somebody that's like 5 years into the hobby or something and you've kind of seen it all and you want to try a thing, then go for it, man. Go do an experiment, and the world's your oyster. Like, go kind of crazy. But oftentimes, like, people that have like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years experience in doing something, they generally aren't asking the question like, should I do a dirted aquarium? Like, they just generally aren't. It doesn't mean that they don't. They certainly do when you start to account for millions of people asking questions, right? But it's going to be, you oftentimes setting yourself up for a hardship that you probably didn't think you were signing up for, especially when people are out there sort of selling a weird bill of goods. Like Dustin's Fish Tanks has been he's been screaming about dirted aquariums for at least as long as I've been on the internet, which is more than a decade. I don't think it's great. You know, even in the past, I heard Dustin was selling bags of dirt to people, like from his yard, basically. So
Interesting.
yeah, I don't think that it's a great message to put out there, especially for people that are just starting out. But if you want to do some experiments and stuff like that, I linked the book there, The Ecology of the Planet Aquarium. It is step by step, take you through it, the scientific process, how to test, what it is that you're trying to accomplish. It's in that book. It's like I don't even know. Is it 100 pages long? I don't know how long it is, but it's not. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, I don't know. I put dirt in a tank one time just to see if I could grow a plant. This was before I knew anything about keeping fish tanks. So probably if I tried it again, I would have a better time.
Right.
But I just decided after that I was gonna go and figure out how to get real aqua soil and start working on things that way. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and I just,
that, I guess.
you know, and the thing is that like people are asking my personal preference, and it's like, here's my personal preference, and here's why, right? Here's like a bunch of experiences I've had, and then like all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, he said like everyone in the world is the worst or whatever, right? And it's like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, here's my personal preference. This is why, because of these experiences. And like having tested it, tried it, done it, and people are asking for my opinion, and my opinion is like, here's why I don't think it's a great solution for the average person who's probably getting interested in trying new things and stuff like that within the hobby. As oftentimes like it's the new people that are asking those questions. So, you know,
right.
But it is what it is. I'll continue to, you know, look like Jafar and is it Bert or Ernie? Bert's
It's Bert.
Jafar and Bert's love child. Yeah. I'm doing it.
See that?
That's what I'm doing.
Awesome.
That's what I'm doing over here. In my neck of the woods, that's what's up, baby. That's what I'm doing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, 100%. Even myself trying to get better with plants. Finding out what's going wrong is a mess of an issue. Everyone has opinions, and most of them ... Yeah, I mean that's the deal. Is that like, you know, people are asking for my opinion. I don't think that my opinion is fact. My opinion will change as more evidence and information comes up. But yeah. Oh, if I was setting up a tank. Nabo asks, to be clear, you're talking about dirted tanks, not aqua soils. If you're setting up a tank right now, what would the substrate be? I have 20 bags of Fluval stratum right now.
Nice.
sitting in a stack, ready to go for the new fish room. So, to answer that question, I've been buying an individual bag of stratum for probably the last 30 months or something. Now, some of the months I skipped the delivery. So I probably have like 20 bags of stratum that's ready to go into those aquariums. That's what I'm going to put in there. I'm also going to add a little bit of mix of the ADA Amazonia Type 1 that I have. I only have 3 bags of it because I was, where was I? I think I was in Oregon. And they had 2 cases of Amazonia Type 1 at the wet spot, I think. I think I was at the wet spot. And they were like, dude, we've got 2 cases here. And I don't think we're ever going to get it again. So I legit was just like, I will have one of those cases. And I think there's 3 bags per case. Or maybe there's 2 bags per case and I bought another bag. Either way, I got 3 bags of Amazonia Type 1, the original type that I have, and I will probably add that to it. Will stratum need root tabs? I have rarely, if ever, added root tabs to stratum, and generally has to do with like I'm doing some water changes. My water change schedule is lackluster, just so people understand. Sometimes there's 3 weeks without a water change. I plan on doing water changes once every 2 weeks is sort of my plan. A lot of that has to do with like conserving water, not wasting water, blah, 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 whatever. But also my interest in running an aquarium without having to do any kind of water changes. I do believe like Rob from Flip Aquatics he came to my fish room and shot a video, I don't know however many years ago now, 4 years ago, something, 5 years ago, who knows. Came and shot a video in my fish room, and at the time, my 240, I hadn't done a water change on it in like over a year. And that was sort of intentional to continue like testing and seeing what kind of weird levels things will go with as the changes, but that tank wasn't set up for an optimal like kind of experiment of that because it had a mixture of so much other, like it had stuff from other tanks, and the substrate was like 5 inches deep or something crazy like that, and especially in the back. So there was a lot of extra stuff in that aquarium. So I do plan on sort of testing that again with a smaller system so that it's more relatable to people, because that system altogether was probably 300 gallons of water plus all the substrate and blah, 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 and tons of plants and not a lot of fish, just a few fish, that kind of stuff. And so I don't think like the average person could even relate to the information from that. So we're going to try to do that again and see where we get. But, I'll do the stratum, and I don't really, like I said, I never really needed to use root tabs because a little bit of liquid fertilizer generally goes a long way in most systems. And I already had liquid fertilizer, so might as well add it and go that route, and generally not really running into problems of insufficiencies and stuff like that. I just really wasn't encountering that. But we do have like really clean water here. One of the things that this new the new house here is still new, even though we've been here 9 months or something like that. We do have a well that I have to recommission and see if it works, which I think is going to be a big benefit to aquarium stuff, because I'll have 2 different water sources to be able to like play around with and do water changes with, and see the reaction and test the groundwater versus the tap water that we get from the city. So and do that kind of stuff, and that might be helpful for a lot of people. And I think it'll be fun to do those experiments and keep playing with that and see where the benefits lie. Because as far as I know, the groundwater here off of a well is more like the Midwest East Coast water. It's much harder, has a lot more stuff in it, whereas the tap water that we get here is almost like RODI water. It's very, very clean because it's coming from reservoirs up in the Cascade Mountains, and that water is melted snow, right? So, yeah.
That's true. That
For
is
that-
what I heard anyway.
That is our water. Most of our water sources here in Western Washington, depending on where you are generally coming off one of the reservoirs from up in the Cascade Mountains, and there's a lot of water up there. It's solid water, and then it's going to melt, and it's going to fill those reservoirs. And in that slight amount of time, it's not going to be picking up a whole lot of deposits and stuff in it. Whereas the groundwater is right next to rock for a really long time. So some of that stuff is going to end up in the water. Add dirt, no filter, toss in shrimp. Greatest aquarium ever, apparently. Apparently. For that tank concept, please just don't toss shrimp into a tank and go, okay, done, it's finished. Along with dirted tank misinformation, there's all this information about shrimp that goes with it. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Detective Lopez says you're lucky. I am lucky. I'm a very lucky guy. You know, my spouse didn't die of breast cancer 6 months ago. I consider that very lucky. Like I was talking about Felipe Oliveira passing away from cancer, and like I was trying to kind of say like that really hit home because having dealt with Vicky having breast cancer, having a daughter at the same time is really intense. As you guys know, my previous spouse, when I started my YouTube career, also had breast cancer, also had mastectomy. We also went through lumpectomy surgeries, radiation, all that stuff. And admittedly, that affected me a lot at the time. It really did. But it did not affect me the way that this affected me. Because not only is it my spouse, it's Olivia's mom. You know, I understand that like people are super adaptable and they would adapt to a situation that like if there was somebody else that was the caretaker for Olivia, I don't know. It takes far too long to explain. Vicky dies, a couple years go by, I get another spouse that sort of becomes Olivia's mom with air quotes around it. Like thinking about that kind of crap is astoundingly damaging to a human brain. I don't know what to tell you about it, but it's not good. And there are a lot of times where I beat myself up because I don't think I'm getting enough stuff done. Right?
But you're like one of the busiest freaking people that I know.
Yeah. And like I also have to like take a step back and go like Vicky almost died last year. Not even like the end of last year. It was like Thanksgiving, which is in November for you, late November for you guys that aren't in the States. Like that's not that long ago. It's April right now, you know? So I just, I don't know. It affected me probably a lot more than I let on. And, you know, like, you know, I don't know, man. It's been really weird. Oh, Detective Lopez says, I was just talking about lucky about having good water. Yes, I'm lucky about very lucky about having good water too. Yeah. I'm just lucky on a lot of fronts, man. I'm lucky on a lot of fronts. It's okay. It's just gonna be okay.
You can be lucky twice.
You can be lucky twice. That's true. You can be lucky more than once, right?
Yeah.
Although I got a lottery ticket for my birthday and did not win the lottery. I don't know. I figured if you're gonna win, you're gonna win on your birthday, right?
But you won the ability to dream about winning.
That's true. I won that ability.
Yep.
I spent 7 hours today making RO water. Yeah, I mean that's the hard side of it. Having to make clean water, especially from a super mineral rich kind of dirty tap water is problematic. I know one of the solutions that I thought was kind of interesting in the past that I encountered was let me see if I can't find it. Why is this? This isn't working. Hold on. Amazon. Let's just go to Amazon regular. Can we go to Amazon regular? I don't know why I was in the weird Amazon not regular. Okay, here we go. Large DI tank. So one of the things that I ran into quite a while ago was this system. Where is it? That one is like crazy expensive. Where the F? Where the F is it, bro? Where is it, bro? That's carbon. We want the deionized tank. Where is it? Oh, it might be this one. So you guys have to bear with me for a second. I'm going to try to find it. That's not it. That's not the one. I thought that might be the one. This one's doing the wrong thing. Wrong thing. Wrong thing. Wrong thing. That's carbon. We don't want carbon. Well, I can't find it. I was hoping I could find it quickly during the show, but...
Oh, yeah. I found out this week that apparently if you live in Shoreline, which is just north of Seattle, by the way, to everybody, Shoreline flushed their lines or switched sources or something this last week.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody up there is getting like 2 parts per million ammonia out of their tap.
Nice.
Right now. Yeah. And
Nice.
so there's people in my fish club that have lost like half of their fish this last week. And it's been a big hullabaloo trying to figure out what in the heck is going on.
Safe for people is not safe for fish.
Right. And so I'm like, well, geez, I guess this is the time of year.
Yeah. Generally speaking, in those water districts, so... Yeah, I'm trying to think back. So like Ballard, Fremont, Shoreline, all those areas, beginning of April is generally when that happens. When I lived up there, that's when it was on my radar of like, at some point, they're going to do some goofy stuff. And they have to change what they're doing. So when I was living in that area, I was always kind of cognizant of that. Tacoma's was different. Theirs was October is when things kind of flopped around for some reason. I don't know why. I still don't work for the water district, but I almost guarantee you if I called them or sent them an email or whatever, I bet they would say. But it's been a million years since I had to worry about it too much.
Right.
Trying to find this large deionizing tank. God, I can't find it. I was trying to find an example. But Detective Lopez, sir, with tears in my eyes, I come to you. That one of the things that I encountered in the past was a large 50-pound style tank that looks like the compressed air tank. The you know what I'm talking about. That was actually only filled with deionizing resin. That's all it was doing, was just the DI side of stuff. The guy that I worked with that had that system, I was like, whoa, what is this all about? And he's like, well, I run the deionizing because this, in a big tank like that, because he would take the deionized tank to wherever. Honestly, it's kind of stupid I brought this up because I don't remember where he was taking it, but he was taking it to a place where they would take the deionizing material out and put in new, right? And so for him, it was only costing like $200 to do like 50,000 gallons a month or something crazy, versus running a whole RO system. So it was like it was saving him a lot of money. So he had 2 of those tanks. When one of them got used up, he would take it. They would basically recharge it, is what they call. So what they do is they take all the deionizing little balls out of there. I don't know what those balls are made out of. I could look it up, but we're not going to. They would take all those balls out and recharge them. They wouldn't put the same ones back in, but they would put the recharged ones back in. Those are actually recyclable. The deionizing material, you can recharge it to make it deionizing again. So it's actually not trash. You don't have to throw it away. I think I have a video of me doing that in the past. I don't remember the actual chemical. I don't remember the recipe, I guess, is what I'll say. I don't remember the recipe, so don't quote me on which chemicals to use to redo it. I'd have to look up my old notes on having done that, but you can recharge it and then reuse it again, and then recharge it and reuse it again. You can take it out and recharge it, but there are places where they actively just do that, right? So you as the customer can just bring the tank, exchange it for one, take the new one back, and the big reason for that is that the increased amount of flow was the big deal. So instead of spending 7 hours to make RO water, it might have only been a half an hour to just actively do a water change through the deionizing. And then all you ever really needed was a tester to see if it was still putting out zero TDS. And if it's still putting out 0 TDS, it's working. Very easy, very simple. And it definitely sped up that process, so you weren't like wasting all of your time just hoping you don't flood the place with your RO unit running for 8 hours, 10 hours, 16 hours to fill up a container and then do a water change. So yeah, might be worthwhile. I don't know if anybody gets value out of that. I don't know.
Interesting.
They might.
Yeah, after hearing the news, I was from this last week, I was like, man, if I ever get my fish room actually completed, like, do I need to set up a roadie unit in here? Because I gotta tell you, right now, I don't even do dechlorinator. I just drop water in the tanks and move tank to tank. Shrimp, fish, babies, don't matter.
Yeah, I pretty obsessively add the safe,
Mm-hmm.
That's why I always kind of use safe, is because it's super concentrated. It's cheap because you buy a big bottle of it. It lasts forever. And add a little bit of safe. And, I always feel like it's better. It's better safe than sorry. Right.
If they aren't using that as their slogan, they should. And
they really should. I don't know if they do. I don't know if they do, but they definitely should. I mean, you better safe than sorry, right? Your fish will be
It's
dead.
CChem. It's CChem. They only got 2 brain cells over there. They can't come up with that.
So I can say that. Well, I've talked to CChem before. I wanted them to sponsor my channel, but they were mad. They were mad at me.
That idea.
They were mad at me making fun of the Matrix.
Oh.
They were super mad at me making fun of it. And I was like, I wasn't making fun of it. I was trying to make a I was pissed, and I made a knee-jerk video that I was like, look, I order this top-tier product, and there's a bunch of other crap mixed into it. What the F is this, right? Mm-hmm. And then through all the crazy emails and all them being mad, and they tried to shut down my YouTube channel at one point. And then whatnot. And I ended up talking to some reps from CChem, and I was like, look, I'm that guy that you're mad about Matrix. And they were like, oh my God, hey, when I was like, oh, you recognize me now that I bring it up? And they're like, yeah. And so, they ended up going through this whole explanation of how it's a natural product. We get it from a special place. We treat it a special way. And I was like, look, I understand you guys say that now. You certainly did not say that before I put that video out. Right?
Right.
So, you know, it would be, it, you know, it wouldn't, here's the big issue. It wouldn't have pissed me off had they had all that stuff. It's a natural product. It's pumice. We get it from a special pumice place. We clean it off for you so it's clean, blah, blah, blah. If they had explained it that way and had it been promoted that way at the time, I wouldn't have been that pissed to get Matrix in the mail and then be like, oh, there's volcanic stone in here. There's other rocks in here. This is quartz. Why is there quartz in here? What's the deal?
Yeah.
Because that's not how it was promoted back then. How it was promoted back then was, this is the best biological filtration material that you could get, you know? And like if they had said, this is a natural product that works super well, we get it from here, we clean it for you, we do all this stuff, and then we put it in a bucket and we ship it to your house and that blah, 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 blah. I would have been like, all right, word. That my expectation would have been met. And I probably wouldn't have bought it, honestly. But I was doing a project. I bought it. I wanted to test it out on a project that was fairly important. And then that's what I got in the mail. And I made a stupid knee-jerk video, which still gets comments on it to this date, that I'm an idiot, or people. It's 50-50. It's split 50-50, 100%, right down the middle. People are like, applause this man for his genius, and the other people are like, burn him at the stake for being a witch, you know? So it is what it is. It's fine. But I did talk to CChem at one point because I wanted them to sponsor my channel. I wanted to promote their tools because I really, 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 really like their tools. They're middle of the road price point. They're not insanely expensive. They're not $1, right? I think most of their tools are about 14 to $18 or something like that. So you can pick which one you want. They're really high quality. I really like using them, the ergonomics, all that. But they won't even sell them online. So I can't even promote them online as an independent person and be like, hey, buy these tools. I get a commission. Yeah, right? Because they're like, we'll only sell them in stores. And it's like, okay, well, if you only sell them in stores, where do I get them? I don't know. You know? And it's like, okay, man, like, I like you guys. You guys seem cool and everything, but I don't know what's going on here. Like, so I can't independently do the thing. And I can't independently market their product and make money. And I also can't get sponsored by them because no one can order the product. So what's the point in advertising the product if they can't order the product by watching internet content, right? And it's just a whole chaotic nonsense. Nabo says, it would be really, really awesome if UNS sponsored your channel. There isn't a lot of people. Basically, no one has any videos on YouTube about Contra Soil. I went through the process of getting sponsored by UNS. I was in talks with them. They made an offer. They made an offer to me to sponsor the channel, which involved me giving them my credit card information so that if they ever thought I was in breach of any kind of contract, if at any point their opinion was I wasn't making the content that they wanted, they would charge my credit card for all of the stuff that they sent to me as a sponsorship.
Great.
Does that seem like a good deal? Not a
No.
good deal. So I told them, this doesn't work for me. I don't like this. And so I declined the contract. Some other people have accepted that contract. I don't know how it worked out for them because I've never even bothered to ask. But imagine like going to a job, right? Imagine going to a job wherever you work. Let's make fun of McDonald's, guys. McDonald's sucks. I hate that place. It's a garbage company. It's garbage food. It's trash. I hate it. I don't like them. They suck. Okay. To be clear on my stance on McDonald's. Let's say you went to your job at McDonald's and in the hiring process they said, we need to do a credit card back. We need to do a credit check on you. And we're going to do a credit check on you. And then we need to make sure that you have a line of credit, right? And then at some point in time, they decide that you don't make enough Big Macs per hour, right? And so because you don't make enough Big Macs per hour, they decide to do a chargeback on you for all of the work that you've done because you haven't hit whatever target they want you to hit. Would you accept that position? It's a rhetorical question because nobody would accept that permission. Nobody would accept that. Nobody would accept, hey, we'll just run your credit card whenever we feel like you haven't done the work. What? Okay. Now, I understand from their perspective, they're like, well, we have to protect ourselves from being ripped off, right? Now, there's an easy way, in my opinion, to do that. You write a contract that says this is the work that we want you to do in exchange for this. If you don't do this, then we have a signed contract and we'll be able to sue you for breach of contract, right? That already exists and is completely normal in the business world. You have a contract. This is the contract. Fulfill the contract, or we will litigate you, right? We'll go into litigation. That's how business works in the United States. So I don't know where in the world people are just handing out their credit cards to people in case, you could just be charged for stuff. So that was really super fishy. Like, I don't know that it's super fishy. I think that what they were trying to do is just protect themselves from being taken advantage of, right? But my argument was, and I sent this back to him in an email, was like, this contract is totally wacky. I feel like you should just make a standard issue contract, like hire a lawyer for a couple hours, have the lawyer review your contract, make it work, and then when you send it to people like me, I can hire a lawyer for an hour, have them review the contract, make sure that everything in it is legal, correct, then I can decide whether or not I want to agree to the terms or not. Which is just kind of part of business, right? It sucks paying a lawyer $300 to read some papers for you, but that's part of doing business. But also at the same time, I don't want to just get a bunch of products from somebody and then sign myself up for hundreds and hundreds of hours of work just so that I could have those products, right? Now, CChem, for one, coming back to CChem, to telling this story, CChem said, here's a bunch of our tools. Because where I talked to them, they were like, well, we have these tools with us, right? As displays, and people can mess with them and stuff. And they said, here's the tools that we have. The lineup is much bigger than what we have with us. But here you go. Take these. If you feel like making a video about them, awesome. If not, maybe we need to make a different product. But they said, I'm translating the words because I'm telling a story. They basically were like, we are proud of our product. We think our product will impress you. And when it does impress you, we think that you will make content about it. So I have made some videos about those tools. Now, admittedly, they probably only went out to like 10,000 people or something like that. But if a bunch of people make those videos and they all go out to 10,000 people, the next thing you know, all of a sudden CChem sells, 10,000 of these tools, right? And then you convert the 10,000 of these tools into however much money they made. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and pipe dream the business math for you or whatever. But so you see how that exchange would make sense for them. Oh, we give away some of our product. We stand behind our product. We think that our product is impressive. We'll give it to these people. They'll make content about it, and we'll probably make some sales. We may never know if those sales are directly related to this or not, but either way, it's kind of a worthwhile situation. Now, the first time I dealt with CChem, they were just angry. They were mad, and they were basically trying to attack me for criticizing their product or whatever. Now, later on when I dealt with CChem, they seem to have learned from their mistakes of the past, was like, oh, we can't do that. That's not good. This isn't beneficial for anybody. Let's just go this other route, which may or may not be beneficial for more people. And seemingly, well, maybe their company, I don't know, but maybe their company was like headed in one direction, and somebody said, hey, let's stop doing this. Let's make our company go in this direction. And maybe that's what maybe the culture there or whatever has changed over the years, and that's what they're doing now. But it would be hard for me to say from the outside. I don't even have any contact with them. But those, as far as like the experiences with certain companies and stuff. And like I said, I like UNS. I like their products. I like their stuff, but I can't sign up for a contract that they could just backcharge me whenever they feel like, right? That doesn't seem cool to me. If they ever make a manager, if they ever make me a manager, I think my discount becomes 30%. Right now it's 20%. Well, that's decent. I was using my credit for plants and corals. I wasn't working there yet when I bought it. They gave it to me only $2 over wholesale. What's going on over there? You guys are in the voice chat. Just start voice chatting. Say, shut up. I want to talk to you about my thing.
Well, we were also talking to the chat.
Oh, God dang. I'm trying to read these words, and I'm just lost. What were they asking you? What's going on? I bought half a pallet of contrasoil for personal use. Dang, dude. Sold many pallets worth.
That was back when I was building the fish room in Vernon.
That's right.
That was a lot of soil.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
A lot.
I wouldn't mind a pallet of contrasoil to test it out.
Right?
What was the one I tried? There was the Brightwell one that I tried out. That was really good. I really liked the Brightwell Aquatics one. Their soil was really good, but I don't know if they make it anymore. What's that?
No, they don't. I ended up with, I think, 2 bags of it that were like the last 2 in the store, but nobody was buying it, so they were on the shelf, I don't know, almost a year. So I was like, yeah, I'll take those. So
that's a bummer. I thought that I figured they still would be making it. Huh,
that was hands down the best soil I've ever used, ever.
Right.
It was just too pricey was the problem.
Yeah, I guess that's probably the issue. I mean, most places are going to run into that. Like if you're selling something that's top tier expensive.
Yeah, I mean that stuff was $75 for the big bag, and that was 2017.
Yeah, that's rough. That's a lot.
That was expensive.
Well, they have what substrates are here? Looks like they're only selling laterite based stuff now.
Well, I know the what is it? What is? Let me look at the spec.
Okay, well, hey, they still have. Sorry for interrupting there, but they still have their substrates on their website.
The 10-liter bag of UNS Contrasoil Extra Fine Black from my store that I work at is $54.99, and if you try to get it on Amazon, you're going to spend like $67 for the same bag.
Dang, I think
That's
it's
out of control.
65 at our store.
Oh wow. Yeah, I don't know how they got whatever deal they got, but usually I'm probably part of the reason why we're getting it or keeping it so cheap is because I keep selling it to people. They'll be like, "Hey, what's your favorite aqua soil?" And I'll be like, "Oh, let me tell you what I do." In all of my 23 tanks.
Right.
And they go, "What? 23 tanks?" I'm like, "Yes, but focus. We're talking about the soil." And so then I take them over to the display. And I usually try to limit myself to only purchasing one of the 10-liter bags every time we get a new shipment in, because I don't want to make us run out.
Right.
But
yeah,
I did.
Well, it looks like the Brightwell, they still sell it.
Oh yeah, it's the Rio,
Yeah.
the Florin Vulcanate Rio.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
I don't
see,
know
this
who's it.
one's
Kind of weird, like people selling it. Let's see, 24 pounds. Can I get the 24 pounder? One
this-
5-pound bag is $25.
I got a
that's pretty-
5-pound for 40, and yeah,
Oh,
5
this one's
pounds for
sold out.
40.
Yeah,
2
so I'm not
pounds
sure.
for
I'm not sure if they're
20.
still making it. If they're not making it, if it's for sale. I mean, I know that it's fairly. It was fair. I know that people said that it was fairly expensive. Notify me when available. Yeah, it's not available right now. Sold out.
25-pound bag, $82 on Amazon.
Right.
But
Yeah,
this is the old
25.
bag,
The
good
25
stuff.
pound bag is $95 over here on Continuum. So I mean that's kind of the issue is like, is it available? Is it expensive? That always is kind of like what things boil down to, is like, how expensive is this product? Can I afford to buy this product? Yeah, money makes the world go round. I've talked about it this whole damn live stream. So, yeah, it's like you're really going to figure out, like, is it available? Is it too expensive? And that's really what I think most people are leaning into, right?
Right.
But I really like the Brightwell stuff that I got. I got it for free to try it out. I was helping another YouTuber. I was assisting another YouTuber in their research, or whatever you want to call it, research. And yeah, I thought that I thought it was really nice. But I wonder if it's for sale on Amazon. Probably not.
I don't know. All right, well, I gotta run. It's dinner time here.
Yeah.
Thank you for the stream.
Yeah, buddy.
Happy
Thanks for
belated
coming out.
birthday.
Well, thanks.
And, we'll catch you around on the next week.
All right, man. I'll see you then. Have fun at dinner.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, we got. Okay, so it is for sale on Amazon. I don't know how available it is. Their laterite stuff is pretty expensive.
One sec. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. You hear me? I'm not like a crazy robot voice.
I hope you're a crazy robot voice. I look forward to it. That sounds exciting.
Okay. I just had to check because I just moved to a different part of the house and a different part of the Google Mesh, and I wanted to make sure I hadn't,
Dropped out.
Yeah. Because that happened before, remember?
Yeah, that has
It was a
happened
while
before.
ago.
Is somebody messaging me? What's the deal here? What is this? Oh, yeah, I don't know. Just got a weird message. But yeah, it was so you can find it on Amazon, but it's like usually ships in 1 to 2 weeks, which is always kind of suspicious. As far as the Brightwell Rio Cafe, like that stuff was pretty darn good. I like that. What I haven't tried is the Landon Aqua Soil. I haven't tried that one yet. And I definitely have gotten a lot of messages about, like, hey, have you tried the Landon? And I'm like, I haven't. And somebody I knew that was running a online fish sales stuff, they had like a whole pallet of it that they wanted to send. That they just, if I bought the whole pallet, they would just ship the whole pallet out. And it would have been worthwhile, but I really didn't want to invest like $500 in Substrate that I'd never tried before, But yeah, I mean, it looks like you can find the Brightwell 25 pounds for $80. I mean, it's $80. It's not great. It's not cheap, but You can definitely find it on Amazon, or if you search around, you could probably find it for a reasonable. Have you ever set up an anoxic filtration system? Yes, I have. I have done that in the past. I wouldn't. It's fun to do. It's not something I would rely on. It's not something I would rely on because it's very easy to disturb and lose efficacy from it. But if you do it in conjunction with oxygenating and going that route, then you can definitely do it. But I wouldn't lean on it as the only way of filtering. So anoxic filtration, to give you a slight short history lesson before we finish up the stream here. Anoxic filtration basically happens in a home septic system where all your doo-doo goes down into a tank and is held in the ground outside your house, as opposed to being hooked up to the city plumbing, right? Anoxic filtration is utilized in home septic systems. It was traditionally used in the giant wastewater treatment facilities, and they still use it a tiny bit. But when we're talking about cleaning up the water from lots of humans pooping, right? Talking millions of people pooping, and it's all going down the pipe, and it's going down to a wastewater treatment facility. If those guys have sort of given up on anoxic filtration and switched over to oxygenating, oxygen-rich, anaerobic or aerobic filtration, I'm gonna lean on that, right? If we're talking about all of these scientists, all of these researchers, all of these developers, all of these people treating the human waste element, which is, by the way, one of the most dangerous things that humans would be exposed to on a frankly regular basis, right? If we're talking about that and those guys are going that direction, I'm going to follow those guys. I'm going to follow those guys, and I'm going to do that with my aquarium, right? So I hate having a air stone or a sponge filter in my aquarium. The aesthetic side of it makes me lose my mind. Okay? I hate it. I don't like it. I don't like a sponge filter kicking around in the back. I don't like a bubble wall. I don't like any of that stuff. All of that stuff happens in my sump. I'll be getting aeration down there. I'll run an air stone down there. I'll take a skimmer from a saltwater aquarium and run that thing in my sump in a freshwater tank, because I don't want a sponge filter in my aquarium that I look into with my eyes in the hopes that I can take 5 to 10 minutes out of my day and sort of think about plants, think about shrimp, think about fish, think about that kind of stuff. And so I have worked really hard to make sure that that's not in the display side of my aquariums. But for the average person, getting an air pump of some kind, getting a sponge filter of some kind, and adding extra aeration to your aquarium is going to give you an insane amount of benefits. For the amount of effort it takes to do that, which is basically zero, you're going to see way more benefits than fiddling around with an anoxic filter. Not to mention all of the crap you got to get for it, all of the system that you got to set up for it. If you guys recall, my 240-gallon aquarium that I was talking about not doing water changes on earlier in the stream today, there actually was a chamber in there set up as an anoxic filter. Did it work? Yeah. But guess what worked so much better? Upping the ante on the pump, adding oxygen to the system, and adding an air stone and that, what is that goofy little, hey, Alyssa, what were those goofy little K1 filters? Do you know what I'm talking about?
The Zist bubble filter thing?
The Zeiss bubble filters. This bubble filter. How do you? This is bubble filter. You guys remember the Zeiss bubble filter? I put these in my sumps. I don't know how you're supposed to say it, but it's funny to do a comical What is that? Is that German or Dutch? It's kind of Dutch. It's more of a Dutch to English. Yeah, these guys. You can get them. You can get them wherever you want to get them. I don't know, but I'm gonna post an Amazon link because I'm an Amazon affiliate, and if you go through there to Amazon and decide to buy some, hold on, let's. Alyssa,
Yeah.
Alyssa, what has been purchased from our Amazon store? Nobody's really bought anything from the Amazon store this month. The total commissions are 90 cents. We're rolling in it, buddy.
I bet it.
Oh, holy
I bet
crap! My
part of
total
it is-
commissions are 0. We had a negative. Somebody returned something.
Oh no.
Oh my God, we're just
I bet
crushing
part
it.
of it is. I bet part of it is people have to go back to the office, and so they can't be home to get their Amazon package. And Amazon refuses to leave it anywhere but like right out in the open on your front porch or like right on the street.
No,
So-
we just haven't really promoted anything anymore, and people don't click on links that much anymore.
That's probably true.
That's the bigger issue. Yeah. Anyhow, I was trying to find something funny, but here's one of the few things that people ordered, and it was this right here is actually this is a tank holder that you can mount your 20-pound CO2 tank into this holder. I ordered a couple of these up for the store expansion project, and tested them out last week, and they are awesome possum. I'm going to order a couple of them for my house, and I'll probably make a video about it, and then I'll be like, here's the Amazon link. Can we get commissions for selling these? But maybe I'll get sponsored by this fire extinguisher holder company, you know? You never know.
Probably visually a lot better than using bungee cords.
Yeah, exactly. You can definitely mount them up out of the way. The little kids can't pull the dang thing over on themselves. Guppy Girl says, what bubble filter? The Zeiss bubble filter. That's right. It's I posted a link right there in the chat of the Zeiss bubble filter. The Zeiss bubble bio with moving bed media. That's right. I added some of those to my sumps, and they worked out fantastically. It really helps add. I don't know if it really adds that much of filtration, but it is a great way to add a bunch of air into the sump to make sure that you're pumping out all this oxygenated air back into the system, so that you're not starving out all your bacteriums, all your bacterial colony that you want to be growing in there to process all that ammonia that apparently the North King County water district is pumping into your aquarium.
Yeah.
Actually,
all of a
Alyssa, I
sudden.
think I've told you this story before. You remember I was telling you the story about the pleco breeder, the bristlenose guy out in Bellevue.
Yep.
Doing the giant water changes, and there had been a fault at the water treatment plant that they basically, like, the chlorine that was added to the drinking water basically got stuck open, and it added all this chlorine to the water. Now, the amount of chlorine that they put in to the water, to the drinking water normally in Bellevue, Washington, it's totally safe to drink. Not a problem. Not a problem for humans at all. You're fine. It's no big deal.
Mhm.
Well, it has to go over 19 times the amount that they normally put in for them to send out a warning to the humans. Right? And it had only gone, like, I don't remember the amount, but it was under that 19 times threshold. There's a bunch more chlorine in the water, but they never went past the threshold to warn humans, right? Now, that's
Probably
a lot
smelled
more
like a
chlorine
swimming
for
pool, though.
fish. What's that?
Probably smelled like a swimming pool, though.
No. Like, swimming pool chlorine levels are like, I don't even know. What is it in comparison? Let's see. It's like thousands, I think.
Huh.
Let's see. I want to see what the clear comfort pool versus drinking water. Yeah, here we go. Well, that doesn't help. This is not a helpful website. The one that I'm on, it's not helping.
Oh,
Hold on, let me go to a
sorry.
different one. How about don't advertise me something? How about let's just say how much is supposed to be in there? Oh my God. Where is it? Oh my God, it's just like it's not even easy to look up right now.
And then you got to think, are we talking about your backyard pool or a public pool? Because those levels are going to be totally different and blah, 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 blah.
Well, your backyard pools, you're supposed to be testing it. I'm just trying to remember like the parts per million in a pool. 4 parts per million chlorine in drinking water. Yeah. So you can go up to 4 parts per million in drinking water. Yeah. So a pool has 30 to 80 for what's called cover your ass, right?
Right.
So if you
Right,
got a
the
bunch of people
CYA
coming
policy.
over, if you got a bunch of people coming over, so like a public pool is supposed to be at like 80 parts per million. The legal limit for parts per million in drinking water is 4, right? So, but that's the legal limit, and ours is way below, way below that. I think our parts per million in our normal drinking water here is 0.2. Is enough to kick anything out of our water. 'Cause our water is like really clean. Because we're real clean water, bro.
That's
Oh
true.
my God,
Part
how
of
long
the
have we
truth
been
statement.
streaming?
I don't know.
Oh
Forever.
my, forever,
For long
bro.
enough for me to have to go plug my phone in.
Bro, it's been forever.
I know.
We only got one member today. One member. That's it. We got a member today. Daniel, thank you very much for becoming a member. Alyssa, I love you lots. Just call me on my phone. We'll chat later or whatever. It's been 2.5 hours and we only got one member today. It's hardly even. We're going backwards, as Victoria would put it. We're running at a deficit here. That's what she told me.
It's
Says
okay.
you're
I
running
like
you're running your YouTube business at a deficit, and you know what? She's not wrong. So, we got lots of work to do. I got some messages from my boss, which means I got more work to do. But we streamed for 2.5 hours today. We better get some replay Team 6 comments about our what did our poll end up as? Fish poop. Our poll ended up as fish poop. They better leave some comments about fish poop. Oil changes came in second, a close second at 38%, and cat poop the dead last. No one cares about cat poop. Some weirdos do. Just a couple weirdos caring about that cat poop. Thanks everybody for showing up to the chat. Thank you for hitting the like button, subscribe button, whatever. No one cares. Alyssa, love you to death. Shoot me a text or whatever, and you and I, we can talk whenever. We're friends.
Great.
We're friends. We are friends. We are friends. Okay, to all you super fans out there, go rob Jeff Bezos and send it over and sponsor the channel. And I'll talk to you guys next week. I hope I have an update video on the fish room. I feel like it's like half of it. I don't know. I have to shoot more and record more because it didn't feel like a very good update. So I might have to reshoot it because it's not good. I didn't like it, and it's not good, and it sucks, and I'm gonna probably remake it. But either way, bye.